Capricorn, Divine Essence Tarot. Welcome back. So we're going to take a look at who's thinking about you. Who is, you know, wanting to say something but not saying a damn thing at this time. Who has you on their mind? Let's take a look, guys. Spirit guides, angels, divine ancestors, please shine the light on what I need to see for Capricorn. Let's take a look at what's going on. Cock blocking. Oh, wow. This deck always surprises me. But this deck is called What's the Tea? But I feel like this person could be cock blocking you. They could be trying to get in the way of you moving on or moving towards someone new, or even if you're not dealing with anybody, they're just cock blocking you in your life in general. They don't want to see you be single and be happy and content all by yourself even. So they could in some way be trying to get in the way. Someone lives in the Midwest, possibly. Okay, everything's not going to resonate for everybody, okay, guys? So just keep that in mind. If it resonates, very good. Let me know in the comments, you know. But if not, let it be for someone else. Also, the energy, you can flip-flop it, okay? If it doesn't resonate for you, then this is your person's energy, or vice versa, okay? It says broke ass. Oh my God. The person thinking about you might be out of work. Or if they're not, they just don't have enough to survive. They didn't have much to offer you when you were with them. And this could be somebody who you settled for. You know, you knew that they were not in your league, but something about them. It was just something about them. And you maybe you put some things to the side and gave them a chance anyway. But this person, they can't even take care of themselves, whoever's thinking about you. They could be living with their parents or living in a shelter. They could be homeless. If not, they could have a broke mentality, like a lack mentality. Whereas you, Capricorn, you think positive for yourself, for example, but they could be a very draining energy to be around, because maybe they're one of those people that, you know, they always got something to complain about. You know, something's always wrong. Somebody did something to them, you know, that kind of thing. Tell me more, Spirit. Impersonator. Wants to be like you, acts like, dresses like, look like, copies you. And then they have a Michael Jackson impersonator on. Listen, it could be that I'm getting a few different scenarios. One is that the person that you were with was a fraud. Okay? They came in wearing a mask. They came in pretending to be something that they're not. That's scenario one. And you found out that that wasn't the case. The second scenario is that they have someone else, this person that's thinking about you. They're in a whole nother connection with someone who they picked because that person reminded them of you. Maybe they dress like you. Maybe they look similar to you, to this person. They could favor you in some way, but they wanted like a copycat of you. They wanted a doppelganger. Of course, it's nothing like the real thing, so God bless them. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. It says haunted. Memories, flashbacks, trauma, side effects. So this person could have, they could have PTSD. They could have been in the service. They could have went through some type of abuse as a child, you know, and the side effects, you know, trickled down into the connection, you guys' connection. And maybe they haven't dealt with past trauma and they never went to counseling. They never got any type of healing work or did any shadow work. So all of that toxicity seeped into your connection because they're haunted. This person thinking about you is haunted by their own negative experiences from the past. All right, now Let's take a look at the tarot and see what we can get. Okay? So, let's see what we have for Capricorn. Let's see. Who is this person that Capricorn was dealing with? Who is this person? 5 of Cups reversed. I'll show you in the upright. This is somebody who I just said in the oracles, they are very pessimistic. So they have a very like negative outlook on life. And I just feel like it's like doomsday with them. Like it's never, they don't really so much have good things to say. They never have like good news or anything like that. They could be dealing with some depression, this person, and you could know that. Tell me more about this 5 of Cups. Yep, the Empress reversed. I'll show you in the upright, guys, so you can see. This person could be a Taurus, okay? They could also be a Libra or have it in their chart. But this is someone who came into the connection with you. They weren't able to nurture it, of course, because they can't even nurture themselves. They're dealing with a lot of, I feel like, past issues, toxicity, could have been abuse or just negative patterns that they're stuck in. And this is someone who definitely doesn't have like a spiritual relationship with the divine. They don't listen to their intuition, so they tend to just act and just move. They don't think about the reactions, they don't think about the repercussions. They don't think about how it's going to affect you or the next person. They just do whatever they want. They don't have a moral compass. And this is also someone who's very weak-minded, very weak-minded. They can't stand on their own. You could have found that in a relationship with them, Capricorn, that you had to hold them up a lot of the times. But when you needed support, they couldn't give you that. They couldn't. But they always needed some type of support or an ear to listen, or, you know, they needed you to lean on. But when you needed them, you had to hunt them down, damn near beg for it. You know what I mean? Okay, what was the obstacle here? What was the obstacle, Capricorn? Wow, so 9 of Swords. I'll show you in the upright here. It came reversed. This person used to have you in this energy, keeping you in your head. This is stress. This is not being able to sleep at night. This is nightmares. It's anxiety. This is what this connection did. The blockage was that this person kept you in that energy of like fight or flight kind of thing. And I feel like you didn't feel at peace when you were with them. You know, I feel a very unnerving kind of energy, you know, like not settled. You didn't feel like you could just relax when you were with them. And I also get that they were unpredictable kind of energy. You didn't know from day to day, hour to hour, how they would react to something. So you kind of like were on edge with this person. Tell me more. Okay. So 9 of Wands came upright. This is something that, okay, the obstacle here, I feel, is that, first of all, those wands represent drama, stress, obstacles, things that got in the way. There was a lot of passion between you guys. I can see that. A lot of passion, sexual energy. But I just feel like you got tired of fighting for this. You got tired because you felt like you were the only one fighting. And it just wasn't fair. You didn't feel like it was a fair, reciprocal connection. And I feel like you got tired of putting in the work and the energy for this. All right, so what's the advice for Capricorn? 4 of Pentacles came reversed, honey. All right, Pentacles represent Earth, okay, which is your element. So this came reversed. You see how she's clutching onto that pentacle close to her heart? Their advice to you, your spirit guides are saying, drop this, because it's not worth it for you to hold on to. If you happen to be holding on to any animosity towards this person, which I feel some of you are, you're still holding on to the hurt, the pain. Maybe this person didn't even give you an apology or closure. Drop it. They're telling you to release that. It's going to be better for you. You know, when you forgive them, forgive this person, they know not what they do. type of energy. You know what I mean? I love you guys. They're gonna cut me off. Mwah.